In the old days, what you did see on a movie set would look pretty much the same as what you'd see in the final film. But with modern technology giving us a capability of CGI, all you need is a green screen and a couple of props, and because of this, movie sets nowadays look completely different to what you see in the final movie. Special effects are illusions or visual tricks used in the film and simulator industries to simulate the imagined events in a story or virtual world. So here are 10 movie clips without the visual effects, for you to see what they really look like. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Building on the success of 2011's Rise of the Planet of the Apes, this tale of humans and super-intelligent apes battling for survival in a post-apocalyptic near future is a technological masterpiece. Weta Digital's CG creatures are very much the stars of the show, and have minutes of screen time with no human interaction. It feels unfair to single out individual scenes, as the effects are incredible throughout. But it's the intimate moments that really stand out. Those shots in which human actors react to computer-generated apes carry genuine emotional depth. For once, CG characters are not simply there to advance the action but to perform, to carry a narrative arc. While director Matt Reeves had using virtual cameras. Life of Pi. In this movie, to see what really looked like Life of Pi, in this movie we see that Pi Patel spends most of his time in a boat. Oh yeah, and there's a tiger there too, except they were not at sea and there's no tiger there. Nearly the entire movie was filmed in front of a blue screen and the tiger was completely CGI. However, for the close-up shots where Pi has to physically interact with the tiger, they didn't use a tiger either, they use a blue teddy bear which badly scribbled on I Just in America Civil War. This film used tons of green screens. Titanic. I have tried to find some footage to demonstrate the moment where the SFX team on James Cameron's blockbuster truly overreached themselves, but I'm afraid you will have to seek it out for yourself. I refer to the flyover shot after the Titanic sets sail from Southampton, an SFX seg leading up to live-action footage of the purser giving Captain Bernard Hill his cup of tea. The mannequins on the almost textureless deck seemed to be running a kinematics routine from poser, and in all fairness, this was a shot that should have been abandoned as either unfeasibly expensive or just plain impossible with the technology of the time. Captain America Civil War. This film used tons of green screens for locations that you would have thought you could get away without having to use it, like the fight scene between Team Iron Man and Team Captain America, that takes place in an airport. I mean, is an airport really something that has to be done with CGI? Apparently so, but the scene where Captain America stops the helicopter from taking off with his bare hands makes more sense, as that was done at ground level rather than on a dangerous rooftop. Gravity. Some films are bogged down with effects, others are light fare. But Alfonso Cuarón's Gravity, set in the weightlessness of space, is a rare union of ethereal CGI work. Gravity is a hybrid. It's partly live-action, but is similar to an animated feature in many respects, says animation supervisor. Those parts include the space shuttles, the Hubble telescope, the International Space Station, and the Earth itself. You see all and use tons of green screens. Digital effects became the silent star of the film. Godzilla. Godzilla was completely CGI figures. Using a guy in a suit doesn't really cut the mustard these days, but aside from the obvious CGI, there is some CGI that might actually surprise you. For example, when the army's on the coast trying to attack the monsters, there's nothing monsters. Just only green screens and a fence and some soldiers. Anaconda 3. You can't throw a stone anywhere in the Anaconda movies without hitting a bad CGI snake, and that includes the Jon Voight original from 1997. Back then they didn't have the technology, and now they don't have the money. So, as Anaconda 3 stumbles to the finish line over 91 hilariously dire minutes, the humongous snakes receive tons of screen time, calling more and more attention to their poorly rendered realness. Anytime the creatures move, Anaconda 3 feels like a glossier, modernized version of Snafu. Terminator 2: Judgment Day. VFX Oscar winner for the classic sci-fi movie Terminator 2, complex rendering, compositing, and so on. The device in question was the T-1000, Terminator 2's iconic liquid metal cyborg. Compositing it with correct reflection maps to anchor it in the frame was difficult. Another challenge was animation. When the T-1000 adopted actor Robert Patrick's form, animators moved it like a person. It was the first time they could do digital in, digital manipulation and digital out. Jurassic World. Jurassic World movie heavily relies on GCIS. Dinosaurs are extinct and dressing an actor up in a dino suit looks well. We all know what that looks like, so as a result many of the scenes look entirely different to what's seen in the movie, and any scene where a dinosaur would appear actors had to imagine there was something there. In other scenes involving raptors, for example, they had actors with these funny helmets and motion sensors on them for a point of reference, and as if creating pretty much all the dinosaurs with CGI wasn't enough CGI, even the scenery was enhanced with CGI made to look even more amazing. Avatar. James Cameron announced that he would be creating a science fiction film called Avatar that would feature photorealistic computer-generated characters. In 2009, things had caught up with help from a range of VFX studios, was about to make movie history. Avatar wasn't just a film, but a whole new, fantastical CG world. Director and his team spent a lot of time designing the horticulture of the environment. VFX supervisor at Weta Digital, which created over 1,800 effects shots for the movie. For example, things will look slightly shinier in one eye than the other. Avatar became the highest-grossing film of all time and changed the industry's view of stereoscopic 3D overnight. So what you think was your favorite movie? Let us know in a comment below. Don't forget this video thumbs up and click the subscribe button and watch my channel.